needs no introduction, but I'm going to give him one anyway. Howard Dean is a physician by trade. He was a state legislator, lieutenant governor, and he was governor. He was governor of the state of Vermont and did a very fine job. He continued to practice medicine, though, the entire time he was a state legislator and lieutenant governor. He is dedicated to his profession, which is public service and medical care. He served 3 terms as governor of Vermont, and under his leadership, he got through a law that provides health care coverage for all children and all pregnant women in the entire state. And he balanced the state's budget. Now, 5 years ago to date, he ran for president of the United States. And he ran primarily on a platform of health care that was affordable and accessible to all Americans. Now we have, tonight, we are honored to have a real fighter for the people. He is a grassroots leader. He has worked his adult life for reform of our health care system. He's a great guy. He's a terrific person. We're honored to have him with us. Governor Howard Dean.
Thank you. Thanks, Daphne. Thank you. The last time I was in front of a crowd this size, it was me that was doing the screaming. Now it's you that's doing the screaming. We appreciate that. Thank you. I'm just going to say a very short few words. And the reason I'm going to say a very short few words is that I think that Jim did a terrific job laying out his thoughts on the health care. So how about a round of applause for Jim Moran, a great congressperson who is very thoughtful and knows his stuff. The reason that I believe that we need a health care reform in this country, first, is that the cost of health care is 70% more expensive in this country than it is in any other country. This country spends 17% of its gross national product on health care.
I'm sorry, but I can't even hear the governor, and I'm sitting next to him, which means that there are hundreds of people in this gymnasium who can't hear him because of a handful of people. Now, these folks are not from the 8th District. They really don't belong here, and I'm going to ask them to leave. most people didn't hear me because my staff person didn't even hear what I had to say. His name is Randall Terry. He wants to make he's an abortion rights activist. I consider him to be a bit of a radical because all he does is try to disrupt meetings. And he announced yesterday in the press that he was coming here for the purpose of disrupting this meeting. That's why I'm asking him to leave, because we've got other purposes for this meeting. So, Mr. Terry, if you would leave, please. Please leave, Mr. Terry. You know, I'm willing, sir, relax, would you? Mr. Terry, if you were so inclined, let me suggest this. If you want it, but you'd have to abide by this, rather than being escorted out, you could have the option of having the first question in 5 minutes to say whatever you want. But then it would be restricted because we need to hear from other people. So you have your choice. Otherwise, you really need to leave because we need to move forward with this. Stay in the audience with the rest of the people. I know you think you're special, but there's hundreds of people here. Governor Dean, if you would.
He's a baby killer, supposed to murder children.
As I said, I'm going to be extremely brief because I'd like to hear from you, not that I haven't already. There are three problems that we have to fix, and regardless of whether you're a conservative or a liberal or a Democrat or a Republican, I think you'll agree we have to fix them. One is that health insurance is 70% more expensive in this country than it is in the next three most expensive countries. That's harming our economy and it's harming our businesses. Two, there are a large number of people in this country that have no health insurance. And I don't know anybody, wherever you are on the political spectrum, that thinks that's okay. One thing that I think Republicans and Democrats agree about in the Congress is that we need some kind of health care reform and that we ought to cover everybody in some way. And three, the way that we pay for health care in this country leads us to do a lot of things that aren't necessary. There's an enormous amount of stuff that we do to people at all ages, from the oldest to the youngest, that we do because people like me get paid because we do them. And in many systems of health care around the world, they have a different kind of payment system which leads that country to develop what we call a wellness model instead of an illness model, which is what we have in this country. So, now,